What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's number one couch detective, and I'm here for the news. And here recently, there's been an attack in Syria, in the city of Damascus, where some Iranian top generals was killed by the IDF, which is the Israeli defense wing of the military. And when that happened, Iran immediately they answered, there will be an answer. We will strike back. Now, we know in the art of war, deception is everything. You don't tell nobody you're going to strike back. You just let it happen. And the last thing you do is announce what's coming. Over the course of this video, I'm going to try to prove to you that all of these people at the top in the world at this particular juncture in history are in cahoots together and are orchestrating these things to happen. That does not mean real people aren't dying, because they are. But if you look at it, do you know who funds Iran? The United States. Do you know who funds Hamas, the Palestinian military wing? It is Israel. Israel has funded Hamas over and over again over the years. That's a fact. And before I even get this video started, I'm going to ask Google a question. And we're going to see what Google says, because you can look it up for yourself, but we're just going to pull it up right quick. The United States giving Iran billions of dollars.
According to IranIntel.com, in a controversial move, the Biden administration has granted Iraq a new 4-month waiver, enabling the release of billions of dollars to Iran, blocked by U.S. sanctions.
Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that the United States and the world, the Western powers, are in cahoots of orchestrating a lot of these things that are happening. And I'm going to be going over several clips. And I've always said that we're getting closer and closer to World War III, and they're making it happen. I made this video over 2 years ago now. I made this video March 11th, 2022. World War III. What's America's role in it? And you can see in the thumbnail, World War III, are we seeing the beginning of it? Yes, we are. And you can see some of these other ones down here. Is this a false flag operation? Netanyahu versus the world. And what I'm telling you is that all of these things that you're seeing at this particular time, you can almost guarantee in some way, shape, or form are being orchestrated. There's no doubt about that. But let's take a look at this clip and see if we can get some discernment out of it.
And as we have now learned, the White House was extremely surprised by the scale of this attack. One senior official even told us that his hand was literally trembling as he was in the Situation Room writing down notes as Iran.
Now, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. His hand was trembling while he's taking notes. Well, he needs to get another job, because this war has been going on for the longest now. Why would your hand be trembling? But they're obviously exaggerating the moment. Oh, we're shocked. No, you're not. You announced before the attack happened, the attack was coming. They knew this attack was coming. It's been in the news for the past few days. An attack is imminent on Israel. They say, oh, well, we didn't know that it was going to be this scale. Well, why did you have everything prepared for this scale? Why did 99.99% of all the drones and cruise missiles that was shot over there shot down? That was shot from Iran. Why was all of them shot down? If you were surprised, let me tell you what a surprise would have been. A surprise would have been if they would have launched 10,000 drones and missiles. Now, that's a surprise, because you could assume maybe 200 or 300. 5,000, 10,000. Then you can say, we was not expecting that. But when you shot all of them down, that means you were totally prepared for what's coming. Because Iran announced it, because the United States paid for those drones, missiles, and bombs. They paid for that.
Was carrying out this attack against Israel. Someone who knows the capabilities of Iran all too well, former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien. Matter of fact, he was in the Situation Room with other key Trump cabinet members when Iran's Major General Qasem Soleimani, the brutal military commander responsible for killing hundreds of U.S. service members in Iraq, was killed. Robert, really great to have you. Appreciate you being with us.
Good to be with you, Kara.
So, first off, Robert, your immediate reaction when you witnessed last night's attack, were you surprised, like the administration was, with regard to how large the attack was?
Because the Iranians have said for many years they intend to destroy Israel. They want to wipe Israel off the face of the map, take them out of the Middle East. They supported the attack on October 7th, the brutal terrorist attack from Hamas. So this is the Iran crossing the big red line. What was heartening to see here was
Well, he said Iran crossed the big red line, like you draw a line in the sand. But the question is, what is the line for Israel? Does Israel actually have a line that it can't cross? Because obviously Israel at this point is doing whatever they want to do. But like I said before, all of this is to lead up to what eventually they want to have happen. People talk about the New World Order and all those things as if that's something that's in the future. No, that's now. I've said that several times before on this video. The Pentagon is the military wing of the New World Order. London is the financial wing of the New World Order. And Rome, Italy, is the religious faction or the religious part of the New World Order. That's why here recently, if you look at the Roman Catholic Church, they've started to invite everybody in, whether it be the LBGTQ, whether it be different religions. They say they believe in aliens. It's all type of shit happening that's coming out of the Roman Catholic Church because the Roman Catholic Church is not part of the Bible. They are two totally separate entities. Once you put Roman in it, that totally separated itself from the Bible. Totally. They don't practice none of the same things. They're into idolatry. The Bible said don't worship wood and stone, and they in there doing it. But I don't want to get too far off topic. But the point is that all of this stuff that's happening is not in the future, it's now.
Response to the missile defense system, the Allied coalition coming together with Jordan and other Arab states and the UK and the US, and then of course Israel's phenomenal Iron Dome and Arrow missile systems. They intercepted these missiles.
And I've said this before that Israel is not as nowhere near as strong as you think. They need the Jordanians, which is a Muslim country. They need the United States. They needed all different factions or groups to shoot all these drones and missiles down. Because if not, they're pretty much defenseless. They do have nuclear weapons, which is the last, the absolute last option. But if you shoot that, then you're gone too. So it's not like you get to shoot those and it's all good. No, you supposed to be wiped off the earth too. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. But just as far as like conventional military weapons, I mean, they're going to run out here. The United States can't keep funding these wars in the Ukraine, funding this war over here, over there. They're going to eventually try to get this thing to where it escalates it to a point to where they can destroy what they're trying to destroy, obviously. And the people who are in Iran, obviously at the top of the government, they have to be in cahoots with the United States because there's no way you're going to give these people 4 or 5 days and tell them we're going to retaliate, retaliate, let them get all their defenses in line and then shoot everything down and then tell the public, oh, we just can't believe it. Get the hell out of here.
The injuries down to one poor Muslim girl who was seriously injured.
And Robert, we were just looking at the picture of you in the Situation Room with Trump that night that Soleimani was killed, and I'm just curious if you were in the situation, if you were indeed in the Situation Room again last night, what would you have been bringing up? Your advice, your concerns, your strategy.
So, Kara, I think that pose of the al-Baghdadi raid, but I can tell you one thing. President Trump's hands wouldn't have been shaking, and no one's hands would have been shaking in the Situation Room and our administration. We understand the capabilities of Iran, and we have to restore deterrence. So we've gotten here because we've had a policy of appeasing Iran. The Biden administration has done some good things in foreign policy. We appreciate the support of Ukraine, and up until now, until recently, Israel and Taiwan, but they've attempted to appease Iran. They've tried to buy Iran off. They've given Iran more money in sanctions relief. And keep this in mind. It's quite astounding. They've given Iran more money in sanctions relief on hostage ransoms than we've given Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel combined. And a lot of that money gets.
So, of course, they gave That's why I keep saying. He said they gave him more money and sanction relief and this, that, and the third. Of course, they give him this money. And you see what they turning around and using it for. And they not using it randomly, or they're not using it in a surprise attack. They're using it by telling them that the attack is coming. Nobody, look, militarily, it makes no sense to tell people an attack is coming unless you're 100% the overwhelming favorite, like the United States. The United States can kind of pull that off because they have such a technology, what you call it, like you're just so technologically advanced over them, like where your technology is so superior to where you can just you can tell them what you're doing. It's like football. You can tell them I'm running the football, but if my offensive line, running back, and everybody's superior, it doesn't matter. But when you're the underdog, you can't do that. As the underdog, you cannot tell people what you're going to do. Especially, think about it. We have all the military advantages of shooting down missiles, and you then tell people, you give away the surprise, and then you just launch 4 days after you said you was going to do it every single day.
To Iran's proxies to Hamas and Hezbollah, missile program and drone program, which is hurting both Ukraine and Israel's between. So we've got to restore the terms, and that's we got to take some effort.
So let me ask you, do you, there's reporting out there that Biden is not supporting a counter attack here, that he's not supporting Israel carry out a counterattack against Iran. What's your opinion? Do you think that Israel has an opportunity here?
Well, I think what we should do is we should pass a standalone bill supporting Israel and get Israel the weapons they need.
So basically, yes, they support Israel attacking Iran, which will draw the United States into this, which was the whole plan from the whole beginning in the first place. These politicians, that's what the United States government, they don't run the United States no more. Israel runs the United States. International bankers run the United States, who are mostly all come from the same religious and belief background of Zionism, in my opinion, allegedly.
No one's the bigger supporter of Ukraine or Taiwan than I am. That we need to send a message today that Israel's being the weapons of peace. I think Congress should come back to the session today or tomorrow and pass the supplemental that would get Israel the weapons of peace. Number two, I think we need to take a strong statement in support of Israel and say we're going to start treating Hamas like we treated ISIS. We're going to destroy Hamas and rescue our hostages. We should get Delta and SEAL Team 6 into the area and start figuring out how to rescue these hostages out of southern Gaza immediately. And then number three, with the Iranians, we should put together a coalition with Israel and other Western allies. At a minimum, we ought to take out the drone factories and the ballistic missile factories that are raining terror down on people in Ukraine and also in Israel now that we've seen. Iran is trying to, it's not responsible to have the UAV factories and the ballistic missile factories that it has. It's using those weapons to kill innocent people, as we saw last night. So we need to take those factories out immediately.
So I do want to follow up on what you just said with regard to those assets that Iran indeed has, but I'm just getting handed a note here, Robert, that Iran's president has come out and made a statement claiming that Iran has now taught Israel a lesson, and he is warning that any new adventures against the interests of the Iranian nation would be met with a heavier and regretful response from the Islamic Republic of Iran. How do you take that? How do you see that? What do you think Iran's president means?
Well, what he means is we're going to give a forewarning before we launch. I mean, that's common sense at this point. Look, you can say something really like bland and straight to the point. Hey, we will defend ourselves, and you don't have to give no long. Yes, we will send exactly this many missiles at this time, and it's coming right. No, what happened to the surprise attack, the sneak attack, the Pearl Harbor attack? Even though the United States government did know about Pearl Harbor, not the troops that was over in Hawaii, but the United States government 100% knew about Pearl Harbor. But that's a story for another day. But the point is, the United States at this point creates its own enemies. Just like with Saddam Hussein in Iraq, we funded Saddam Hussein. Just like Osama bin Laden during the Soviet war against the Mujahideen, which was in Afghanistan. We funded that war. We funded the Mujahideen. We gave them all the weapons and missiles and stingers and all the ammunitions and guns. And then we went back and fought them. We gave Osama, not Osama bin Laden, but Saddam Hussein all the chemical weapons that we went back in and took and then blamed them for having them. The United States creates its own enemies because they don't have no true enemies other than Russia and China. But because of the nuclear capabilities, that's basically a wash. That's basically nobody's going to win that. But beside that, everything else is like they creating their own enemies to destroy it to keep you distracted from how bad of a job they're doing here and how they're bleeding this country dry of every dime, penny, nickel, and dime they can.
Well, I think they decided to not have a response because they crossed the red line. They attacked the state of Israel, not using proxies, not using the Hezbollah or Hamas. They directly attacked the state of Israel from Iran. It was a declaration of war. It was like Pearl Harbor. Attacking the Israelis readily intercepted.
Did that man just say this was like Pearl Harbor? And I just said Pearl Harbor because I didn't watch this. I didn't hear that part. He said it was like Pearl Harbor. This was Pearl Harbor. Like I said, the United States government knew about it, but the people who were over in Hawaii who was stationed on the they had no clue that was coming. But the point I'm trying to make is this Pearl Harbor, it was so many people died. We had a lot of our advanced Navy ships were blown to bits over there. We had people killed. It was all type of man. Comparing this to Pearl Harbor is just so disingenuous, and it just goes to show how fake it really is. Oh, my hands were trembling when I was taking notes. This is exactly like Pearl Harbor. No, it's not. That's how you know these people are lying when you have to start exaggerating, dealing in all this type of chicanery to get people to believe something that's really not true. That you was just completely blindsided. No, you wasn't. Let me hear him. Let's hear him again.
Because they crossed the red line. They attacked the state of Israel, not using proxies, not using the Hezbollah or Hamas. They directly attacked the state of Israel from Iran. It was a declaration of war. It was like Pearl Harbor. Attacking the Israelis readily intercepted the ballistic missiles and the cruise missiles and the suicide drones. That's great, but that doesn't relieve Iran of the responsibility for conducting an offensive attack against a member country of the United Nations. And now they're trying to say, okay, we attacked Israel, but now we're done. And don't attack us. Of course they'd love that. They'd love to show that they can attack Israel with impunity. And so Iran needs to be taught a lesson, and they need to be taught a lesson very quickly to restore deterrence. It's not to escalate, it's to de-escalate. Right now we're on an escalatory path because Iran attacked Israel through thousands of Israeli civilians, but the most nasty possible manner. And now they've attacked the state of Israel from Iranian territory using ballistic missiles and cruise missiles and drones. There is no deterrence. Iran thinks we can do anything it wants, so we've got to restart that deterrence. So that will de-escalate the situation, not escalate it.
Well, no way, shape, or form does Iran think it can do whatever it wants. That's once again, he's dealing in hyperbole. This is so disingenuous, and it's just such an exaggeration. It's like, bro, you killed 2 generals on foreign soil in Syria and Damascus, and you dropping bombs in Syria left and right, killing all these Iranian, what they would call proxy groups. But a lot of these people are have a direct connection to the Iranian military. So it's not like you looking up and it's just a beautiful sunny day and out of nowhere you're just getting snuck attacked. That's just not how it's happening, but that's how they paint the narrative. So, you just got to be careful of wording. Wording is very important in these times.
And the IDF has made it.
Well, wording has always been very important, but just you can tell when somebody's lying to you by the words that they use.
And it could flatten many major assets that Iran has, including the Revolutionary Guard headquarters, oil platforms, nuclear sites. There's a lot at stake here. I always appreciate you staying in close touch. Former NSA Director Robert O'Brien. Robert, thank you so much for calling in. I hope we can continue the conversation as the news continues.
And it's just, it is what it is with some of these things. Like I said, the United States is funding a lot of these things. Obviously, Iran is giving away all their military plans. live on TV, which makes no sense. And if you just read some of the headlines, what Iran did was truly unprecedented. No, it wasn't. You shot down every goddamn missile they told you it was coming. World awaits response to Iran against Israel. Increased concern for hostages in Gaza family living in Israel. Iran attack on Israel was almost total failure, says UK. So if it's a total failure, how do you respond to a total failure? Do you start World War III? Like, do you, because obviously with Iran, they do have um, allies in China and North Korea and Russia. And like I said, this is all a precursor. It's been for the last 2 years of World War III. They're going to start it. They're going to escalate it. It's all going to be on purpose. It's all going to be orchestrated for sure. A lot of these countries, it's time to come full circle. The only way you can really have a complete new world order is you have to get some of these old guards out the way. And some of these old guards are going to get themselves out of the way. They tell you that these people died. We don't know who died and when they died, how they died, because they just given it to us. It's on foreign soil. So we have no idea what's happening. Oh, these 6 generals died. We say, okay, they died. We don't know. We have no clue. But like I said, one thing we do know for a fact is that the United States, Israel, creates its own enemies through finances by funding Hamas, by funding, whether it be Saddam Hussein, whether it be Osama bin Laden, whether it be Iran. They're funding these people for sure. But I just wanted to go over that clip because I have been paying attention. I've been covering this stuff for years. I have so many videos covering these different wars and different skirmishes. It's ridiculous at this point. But, I just want to go over these clips and, touch bases with you guys. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been Sports Life Politics TV. I'm Samuel Copper, YouTube's number one couch detective. I'm here for the news. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I just took your ass on. I told you these were the precursors of World War III ride. Peace.